Stepdaughter's dad or second wife's first husband, his birthday of August 10th is also Tracy McGrady's birthday, which is also, I would say, someone I had my high school crush, though never dated. But she was our valedictorian and a beautiful cheerleader at the same time. And we were a calendar couple together. And her and Tracy McGrady, senior, the son that became an NBA Hall of Famer, they both have that same number. That does divide evenly by 37. That we don't have a single event for August 10th. There's nothing, which was July 4th. The next progression is August 10th. We had nothing for July 4th. We have nothing for August 10th. Watch it go down on that day. See how it jumps to the July 5th goes to August 11th. And we had nothing for, before that, it's August 8th and August 9th. I have nothing for the 10th. I don't know if Michael's got anything for it. I wish he would. I don't have anything personal for it. Nothing. Personal stuff ends August 8th, jumps to August 11th. But that August 10th, their birthdays are all there. It wouldn't shock me a bit, would it? No. No, it wouldn't. And because two of them that were my classmates have that 15688 number. And 911 is the 156th prime number. So 156 prime number is 911. And their number is 15688. And then the other one for that date is the mother is the father of my stepdaughter, who's got the 138, the 88, and the 86 all in her number. And he was the first husband to my second wife, as I was her second husband. I was her 88. Well, she did have a first husband. And again, there's that August 10th. So I'm just saying. I will tell you something else about that. It's day 222 of the year. That's right. August 10th is day 222 of the year. With 143 left to go. 143. The one for Trey. Left to go. Left in the year. So just be careful about August 10th. It's not on our grid. And when we get to it, now the beauty of August 10th this year is the following day is a full moon, and when Sirius, the dog star, rises. And it is 88 because it's August 11th, or 8 times 11 is 88. So just keep your eye on August 10th and August 9th. Again, I don't think we had anything for, in my personal, I didn't. And in all of this stuff, yeah, we did have 3 items for what's coming up August 9th. Christian Bale's birthday, Top Gun Maverick release date, and some Mad World release date. That's it. Nothing much. But don't sleep on them. So when we go through today, which is July 5th, it's the opening of Trump Tower. You have 2 penumbral lunars of 1998. 98th verse of Revelation is the crowning achievement. It is the bow, the white horse. And there's something I want, there's my Bible study. There's something I want to track today also that I got from Logic Before Authority. So hitting on today, you've got double penumbral lunar eclipses of 1998, 2 of them. One's on March 13th, the other's on August 8th, which is 88. The other's on March 13th. Don't forget March 13th. So you got when Mr. 88 locked down, Los Estados Unidos on March 13th. He was Mr. 88 when he did it. So it's very strange that those two items hit today, those two eclipses. And notice it's just the dates, 13th and the 8th, that's 138. But it's March 13th, that fateful day in 2020, and it's August 8th for 88. So both these penumbral eclipses of 1998, which is the year stepdaughter was born, and her number is 113886. She's got the 138, the 88, and the 86ing of. 138 is Donald Trump in Gematria. 88 is Trump. And 86 means to eliminate or to get rid of. So, and it gets smart. It was Agent 99 and it was Agent 86. Also today, iPet Goat 2 official release date of June 24th, 2012 hits today. 007 Begins, James Bond Begins hits on today. Now, the movie was not called James Bond Begins like Batman Begins in the trilogy of The Dark Knight. No, this was called Dr. No, release date, May 8th, 1963. Well, there's that May 8th or that 58, which was when Earl passed and when 007 began. And it is also Lincoln assassination date, the fake staged event that we think that it was. Now, when you include both dates, we're getting into my birthday or 7/6. I don't celebrate birthdays. They are pagan. Why are they pagan? Well, they make everybody king for a day, year after year after year. They never celebrated Jesus's birthday after he was born. They never celebrated anybody's birthday in the Bible. But one time the pagans did. Pagans celebrated birthdays. And that's when John the Baptist had his head lopped off. So now tomorrow you've got in 4 days, boom, per Dan Scavino's tweet on March 7th, 2020. And in 4 days, we know what took place. Well, what's 4 days from July 6th? It would be July 10th, which means he would go down on the 9th. And then on the 10th, boom. Right? So we've got a lot for July 9th. But what's not in the grid is the most important. And that's the cover or the movie poster for the movie 61. And I'll be 61. I was born in 1961. I'm about to turn 61 on 7/6, which is the number for Adam. And Batman was Adam West, the first Batman. So we do think that maybe the Antichrist does also, not only is he like Apollo and all of that, but in their upside down world, he's also Adam. So as everything they do is also like a copycat, just like the Antichrist will be the anti-Jesus or the false Jesus. He's also the false Adam because Jesus was a form of Adam, born of God. Adam did not come out of anybody's womb. He was born of God. And of course, Jesus was not conceived the normal way. He was conceived by the Holy Spirit. So he was born of God. So in that realm, they too do that copycat. So Adam West, the form of Adam. So we have to be aware of July 6th. We have to be aware of all these dates that he might go down. Though July 9th. See, on the cover of the movie 61, the movie poster we've shown you many times, I've got it actually on my desktop. So have they just been waiting on me to turn 61 years old? Because I was born in 61 and they did a movie called 61 about Roger Maris hitting 61 home runs in 1961. Well, tomorrow I'll be 61. So that's what they've been waiting on. Let's go. Notice it says July 9th right here. And we know that July 11th is 7/11 or 11/7, depending on how you write the date, which is country to country. So we can easily call it 11/7, which in Canada, for instance, it's 11/7. In Europe and all that kind of stuff, it's 11/7. So mainly throughout the world, it's 11/7. And so does he rise on, per that Bible verse, 11/7 and go down on 9/7. Did I say that right? 9/11, excuse me, 11/7, 7/11, 7/9. There you go. 7/11, 7/9. So confusing when you have to start saying both of them. But from July 9th to July 11th, or 7/9 to 7/11. 79 was my graduation year. We were the last ones to celebrate a class reunion, our 40th in 2019. Nobody could celebrate in 2020. And even the ones slated for 2021 ended up not going through. They got canceled. So at least in my hometown. But we did, and it was a big deal. And I was kind of back in the world then because I'd lost jobs. I pretty much knew that I got ran out of my job for running my mouth on the job about the world around us and the clubs that are involved. And though I was rated highly effective as a teacher, they acted like the numbers were going to be low and I was lowest on seniority, even though it was close to 20 years. They kept the female because they needed a female, but the male they were moving over had like another year or two on me. And they were only going to go with 2 PE coaches, which was absurd. And they were going to move me to a different department. And I didn't want to go into like that type of teaching. I liked being a PE coach. So I left and found a new job at a different, smaller charter type school. And I said to myself, I'm not going to run my mouth this time. I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to just la, 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 just go to work, do my job. And 2020 hit. And my Facebook began to be very unpleasant because without all my fellow employees were on my Facebook and I kept it light and nothing, condemning the world around us. And sure enough, the Lord was like, nope, you got work to do. You're not going to mesh with the world. And I ran my mouth again and eventually found my way out of that school. And yeah, so anyway, now I keep my Facebook very rude to the world still, but I don't run my mouth on the job. And there's no need to. Daniel didn't run his mouth on the job either. That's how he was loved by the king of Babylon and the Medes and the Persians. He just kept to himself. And I do what I do on YouTube. I do what I do on my Facebook, but I just don't bring in my employees on my Facebook anymore. If I work with you, we're not going to be Facebook friends. So that's how the Lord had me reconcile that. So we're going to have to keep an eye on these dates. Sorry for all the digressing. And continuing on with July 6th, which includes today when you add both dates. We talked about Dan Scavino's tweet on March 7th. That connects to today. So in 4 days, boom, would be July 10th. Boom. Why? Because he went down on the 9th per that movie poster. Is he going down on July 9th and rising on July 11th or 11/7, which is what the store 7-Eleven's about? We just don't know. What else, when you include both dates, hits today? The movie A Girl Cut in Two. It had 2 different release dates. And this release date was 1/10 for the Twin Towers, released in 2008. The other release date was 88, August 8th of 2007, or 007. And you cannot find this movie anywhere. You cannot even stream it. You can't buy the DVD. I went to look for it to rewatch. It's impossible to watch. So I was like, why is it completely taken off? The only way to purchase it was through getting a subscription through Amazon Prime, which I am a member of, but through another subscription I would have to do. That's how Prime offered me to watch the movie. I'm like, well, I'm already a member of Amazon Prime. How come I can't just watch it through Amazon Prime? No, I would have to subscribe to like another 2 different channels that offered me to subscribe to, like Turner, or A&E or one, it was 2 that were kind of like in that realm, like MGM, I think it was. And so I decided to go ahead and track it, just to throw it in there, because Cut in Two does refer to like twins. And you do have the 1/10 release date and the 88 release date. So I felt it relevant to go ahead on and load. Licorice Pizza, release date on 11/26/21. Pizza, Gateway Arch, The Mechanic, and Live and Let Die. During the filming of the movie, they go under a marquee that has Live and Let Die and The Mechanic listed. And we know that Mystic Pizza, and their whole Pizza Gateway Arch thing. Remember how they were always talking about Pizza Gateway Arch, Pizza Gateway Arch? The whole Trump world was talking about that. And so Bill Gates, his birthday is October 28th, the opening of the Gateway Arch. Mystic Pizza was Julia Roberts' first movie. Her birthday is October 28th of the Gateway Arch, Pizza Gateway Arch. The movie Mechanic, the movie poster of The Mechanic is a sniper. Also on the marquee, The Mechanic was there with Live and Let Die. So, as we know, the Antichrist is going to live, yet he will have died. So, through the twins. The movie 88 release date also, if I'm not mistaken, it was 88 minutes long. Al Pacino, the Devil's Advocate movie. Total solar eclipse in 1979, the year we graduated. Again, that's 79 or July 9th. And a penumbral lunar eclipse in 1988. Of course, 1988 is very relevant. And the backwards cipher of a partial solar this year on October 25th backs into today. So that's a lot of stuff. That fills the whole page. The top half does not include both dates. The bottom half is if you include both dates. That's a lot of things hitting on today, y'all, on July 5th. It's a tremendous amount of items that hit on today. And this will repeat itself August 11th and August 12th. August 11th is the full moon. And when Sirius, the dog star, rises. So it is a cipher of the rising of Sirius, the dog star of this year, a backward cipher. Personal items that hit today. My friend that was born on 11/17, he died on January 3rd, 1999. And my Mayday's friend's birthday. I'm 22279. There's that 79 again. I'm 22279 days old today. I'm in that 222 realm right now. Been in it for quite some time. So that's it for that. That's it for the grid. Let's go to your comments and then we will get into Michael's prep. I tell you, he's got 23 items, Michael does. I can't wait to get into this. It's going to be fascinating. Christian said, let's work our way backwards. Michael said, Trump in Anchorage for rally next Saturday, which is 7/9, y'all. It's that movie poster of the movie 61. But yeah, I'll be 61 years old finally, but I always feel like we're waiting on my second wife to marry her third husband, to get the 888 marriage number, to get the 89 marriage number progression. Because Trump is 88, Donald J. Trump, I believe it is 888 in gematria, and he's also 1189. There's that 89. So I don't know, just always feel like that still has to come, and it hasn't come yet. She's been engaged for like 4 years, wearing this engagement ring. Or 5 years. When's it coming? This marriage? Well, if it does, I'll let you know. I'll tell you that in my world, all systems are go. Trump in Anchorage for next rally Saturday night. He came out the Undertaker song called Rest in Peace on 1/15/2022. So I went ahead and logged that. I'm glad he told us that. So thank you for that, Michael. And I did log that date. Christian says July 21st will be, now that's a high, heavy watch day for me. It's day 201 of the year, he said. It's 201st day of the year. Hang on just a second. See, I think the 20th is, because July 6th is day 187. So it's July 20th. That's the 201st day of the year. Because the day of the year is one ahead of the date. Like July 6th, when I was born, it was day 187. There you go with that 187, right? 187 on July 6th. But it's the 6th day, but it's 187, but it's the 6th day, but it's 187. So they're separated right now by one digit. So day 201 is the 20th, not the 21st, Christian. That's just FYI for you, my friend. And we will be keeping, a sharp eye on that 20th, thanks to you. And but the thing about July 21st through the 25th, like I told Michael on the phone, was those begin extremely high watch days because Trump Tower's 5 multiple addresses of 721 through 725 Fifth Avenue, and where the horn is spoken of as the Antichrist in the book of Daniel 7:21 through Daniel 7:25. So it's big. It will be very big when we enter that area. If you look at the X-Files, multiple episodes have the running theme about a small POX. The government was tracking people that had been poked for the pox. It was tracking, experimenting everyone who had received it. They were, and those that were naturally immune, they were also tracking. If I remember correct, the government was trying to use the pox as a poke against the alien virus known as the black goo. There's so many things that show they had Agent Scully microchipped in the back of her neck, and she had cancer until the chip was removed. There were different aliens in the group that could shapeshift. And one group were like xenomorphs. There was a scene where the aliens was killed because they got too close to some magnetic rocks. In the later episode, in the last season, it was a season 10, a lot was going on with the current illness and riots, and talk about changing of DNA. Even says the major event would happen over a weekend. And we know about the entertainer called The Weeknd that performed at the halftime show, previous Super Bowl, not this past one. That was Dr. Dre's. I'll see if I can find more info. Christian said, thank you, my friend. And he says here in the next one, it's season 10 of The Files. So much in, I'll give you a few things that catch my eye. The top government officials had secret government that was hiding and running behind the scenes. Those same government officials sacrificed their children to buy time while they try to develop a poke for this alien illness. The main bad guy, who is the leader of the shadow government, is called the Smoking Man. Cigarette smoking man. Seems he's trying to find a poke to prevent himself from being destroyed when the aliens return. The way it seems to play out, the devil is trying to ascend back into heaven to avoid judgment. Another episode, people were cutting their arm off so they could not be experimented on with the black goo. Unbelievable. Christian goes on to say there is a channel, Star Trek Nitpickers, that does a little breakdown of the last season. The title of the vid is The X-Files Predicted the Illness, the Riots, and the Poke. This gives quick synopsis to the final season. You can also check it out on Trailer Season 10. Well, something that's dawned on me about the FIVE generation of telephones technology, everything Satanists do is reverse. So that would be G5. Well, G500 is Antichrist in Strong's Concordance. It says the key to the bottomless pit may be the musical note G5. Everyone walking around with the technology may be an amplifier when the key is struck. That's very interesting. The BB3, as this example refers to the lowest vocal note in the arrangement of G5, refers to the highest. G5 is the high note for singing, also used as power chord when playing guitar. So the 5G ending or beginning of the high note, the key to the bottomless pit. I like it. I made another comment about X-Files that doesn't show. Can you see if it's hidden? I can check held for review. Nothing has popped up. They seem to have hid this one as well. So I'll repost. Wow, something just dawned on me about 5G. And yeah, you showed up, or we saw you. My other comment that seems to have gone missing, thanks to YouTube, is that the X-Files. No, we were able to read it, or I was. So thank you, my friend. Let's move on to Michael's items. Good stuff, Christian. So Biden warns about the dark. I forgot to post this in my last. I forgot to read Michael's final email the other day. And it was a continuation of the dark winter during October 22nd, which is when I met second wife, my 88. I was her 88. And it was when my son turned 22 on October 22, when I met her. So it says, during this October 22, 2020 debate with Trump, Biden mentioned dark winter, which links to 7/13/2022. But the dark winter can easily come in multiple progressions from that date moving forward. Absolutely. Bank of America Corporate Center. When I first learned about this through Logic Before Authority video that he did on Trump being the Antichrist, and he since still speaks to that, but really went away from it for quite some time. We are familiar with the weird artwork at Bank of America Center in Charlotte. Once again, they show us a young Donald Trump. Let me see if I can find that Logic video real quick. I want to date that when that rocket or these horses, white horse, red horse, was on a satellite rocket or something. I don't know. I want to date that and put it in the progression. All right, so this is it. The Minotaur rocket ready to launch, and it had the white horse with a bow. It was Logic Before Authority's video. I talked about it. Well, it says here it was July 15th in 2020. So let me load that real quick, see where it lands. That rocket had on it the white horse and the red horse. And the white horse, it had the arrow and so forth fixated on it. And Logic Before Authority did a pretty detailed video of it. You see the arrow, the bow. Well, let me go get the other picture here for you. We'll blow it up. So there's the white horse with the bow and the crown on the top. And over here is a red horse. And Logic Before Authority was able to bring that into view for us. He got some close-ups for us. Let me find them. White horse, bow, crown. And there's your red horse. Okay. So it's got the spear for war. And of course, the red horse is war. And it says, our time has come. I mean, if you're like, what in the world? Why would they do such a thing? Because they don't care what they do or what you know. You can't stop it. And people just call you a conspiracy theorist anyway, because they're asleep. Anyway, very fascinating stuff. And let's continue on with Michael's prep. And there is that, yes. So let's keep going here. We're familiar with the weird artwork, Bank of America, Center Charlotte. Once again, they show us the young Donald Trump. Now, what I haven't seen before was the outside of the building. At the top of the Bank of America corporate is a 95-foot crown. Interesting, since the white horse rider is given a crown. Yep. Yep, that is fascinating. Went through all this back in the day when I first began my Donald Trump Antichrist series. I used Logic for Authority's video. It's one of the most watched videos I've ever done. And it's at Telling Truth Archives. And you go down to playlist. It's the Trump Antichrist series. All right, well, and it's the very first video of it, part 1. It's got 3,622 views. And it was made on March 28th, 2020, which was right before it all began, right? Oh, no, it was right after. Yeah, March 11th, March 13th. So, yeah, you're talking, I don't know, what, 17 days later that I made this video. So it's quite the video. I use Angel White's Since Been Removed, Donald Trump, the Antichrist is Reborn. That was done with a camera. It wasn't done on Zoom, so it's a little on the low budget side. But if you can stomach it in its low budgetness, it really kicks off who Donald Trump is and how he's the Antichrist, because I use the 2 biggest films or the 2 biggest YouTube videos that were out there at the time. And they both sort of came out around the same time. And by watching them, I knew who the Antichrist was, and nothing's changed since. It's only grown. And then you get to part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, and it just seemed to grow. And eventually they moved to Zoom. I don't know when that took place. It looks like maybe between part 8, part 9. Maybe I'm on Zoom by then. But I'll put this playlist in the description. But that was, he covered that. Daniel Alexander Cannon covered the top of that building there. And I haven't really looked at it since. So thank you, Michael, for reminding me of that. It's 95 feet tall is this crown. Interesting, Michael says, since the White Horse is given a crown. So it's got its 47th floor, 55th floor, 60th floor. WFAE 90.7, Charlotte's NPR news source. Bank of America Corporate Center. Was there a competition among the architectural firms to gain the contract to design the building? The winning design was shown to the public on Trump's birthday in 1988. I'm sure that's all a coincidence, since except there are no coincidences in this world, none. Tell him, Michael. The building topped out at on October 2nd, 1991, which is that #1 date for us. It's still the #1 date. We will always see October 2nd as the #1 date of the Trump event. During RFK's final speech, shortly before he got whatevered, he congratulated Don Drysdale on his 6th consecutive shutout, 58-inning scoreless streak. And he was born July 23rd, which is a big day for me. July 23rd is extremely big, and Drysdale was born on July 23rd. And I've got 4 personal items for that day. But my biggest day, y'all, as I was telling Michael, is July 25th. And it's the biggest to me on the grid also. And don't forget, IPEC GOAT is 727 in length, but it's really about his rising, isn't it? So he would rise on the 27th, on the 3rd day, but go down on the 25th because that's the single address of Trump Tower, even though Trump Tower has 5 multiple addresses. But there's only 3 items that connect to July 25th, but they're like the 3 biggest, or the 2 biggest. 9/11, when the twin Trumps fell down, along with Tower 7. That connects to this coming July 25th. So does a total solar eclipse, August 1st, 2008, which is when I saw The Dark Knight. Found out on the following day, I began the process of 86 and 88, my second divorce. Also, Snoop Dogg video where Trump is featured being shot. That all lands on the 25th, as does my divorce date, which is Groundhog Day, 2009. And my stepdaughter and I are 13405 days apart. And that 34, I believe, stands for the 34 years between 88 and 22, which is fused with the 405, which is April 5th. So I started tracking that April 5th of this year, of 2020, of course, the 34 years after 88. And it also lands on July 25th. As does when I viewed the Dark Knight. And when I scored a touchdown. And so I can't tell you how I dreamed of always scoring a touchdown. I can't tell you how I've always been dreaming of this Trump event, right? So it'd be just amazing if they were on the same 37 progression. That is day number 1 for me, other than October 2nd. And again, it's Trump's Towers single address when they give you just one, like on Wikipedia. But if you Google 5 multiple addresses, it clearly states it's 721 through 720, which perfectly matches the passage in Daniel 721 through 725 is the horn. Trump is a horn. A horn is a trump. Jesus said he would be here in his own name, so he is. He's the horn. He's the trump. But the fact that Daniel 7:25 speaks to wearing out the saints of the Most High during the abomination of desolation, which is what this would be kicking off. This would be kicking off the 4 horses, which then lead to his return and saving the earth from the 4 horses. Hey, it's 500, y'all. 500 for Antichrist, of course. So anyway, this Don Drysdale character has a birthday of the 23rd. That's a big day for me also. Drysdale comes to 88. Well, go figure. We've got more though. Donald Drysdale comes to 138, just like Donald Trump comes to 138. Go figure. And then Hershiser breaks Drysdale's record. Oral Hershiser broke the streak in when? 1988. Oral Hershiser, born on my dad's birthday. Look at that, September 16th. Oral Leonard Hershiser IV. That's fascinating. Born in 1958, Buffalo. Trump in Buffalo is where he said the famous, instead of saying he remembered 9/11, he referred to it as 7/11. And of course, that was done on purpose. And look what's coming up. July 9th and July 11th, which is 7/11 in reverse. Now, if nothing goes down, again, the bigger months are October, November. You have another total lunar eclipse in November, which is actually November 8th, which is 88. And, you know, looking big at October 2nd, October 8th, 88, which there's a full moon on October 9th. There's a lot of stuff coming up. But right now, things just aren't any bigger than what's about to take place here in July. And again in August. And August is the tag for Back to the Future's out of time tag. So that's why I don't get disappointed when we move from one day to the next anymore, because there's just the next day, or there's the event of the next week, or later on in the month, these gigantic days. So there's no more disappointment, that's for sure. So Michael said that this Buffalo 2022 Buffalo shooting connects to that big date that we have of 5/14/2022. Now, if I were to give y'all that area, that particular date, I think that lands, yeah. Yes, that's on the 27th. That's the Heidi Bowl of 11/17 on July 27th, which is the one, yeah, where I got hit by a paper airplane in my right eye. And it's also the Heidi Bowl of 11/17/1968. That July 27th, which is the length of IPEC goat. I mean, that's an enormous date. Now, I would rather see that being when he rises, but maybe he goes down on that 27th, the length of IPEC goat, 7/27, or Earl's birthday, or Candy's fiance's birthday. And he rises on the 29th, which has all those rising movies. And Trump said, I am the chosen one, which would connect to him rising, right? Now, the world won't know he's risen. The world will be involved in the kicking off of World War III, but he will have spiritually risen. He will return as risen from the dead, probably on the total solar eclipse on Hitler's birthday, which is the 110th day of the year, 110, for the, the Trump Tower, the twin Trumps were 110 stories high. And it's also 201 days from October 2nd, or event 201. And October 2nd, it's like 88 days from my birthday. And it's also a certain amount of days from like Trump's birthday. It's really a phenomenal, I think it's 110 days from Trump's birthday. Yeah. It's just, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but there's some number from Trump's birthday to October 2nd. If that's not when he goes down, it's a mathematical focal point is what it is. Because their whole world is geometry and math and all that kind of stuff. Their sacred geometry and all that. But it's the Godfather release date, the Omen release date, Batman Begins release date, just so on and so forth. The total lunar on 5/16 connects to that, July 29th. So if he goes down on the 27th, the rise on the 29th, so be it. I would lean more towards going down the 25th, rising on the 27th. But, anybody's guess is as good as mine on any of that. But I'm just flabbergasted at all these events that are coming up. Let's continue on, Michael, please. Anchorage, Alaska, Wikipedia. Both the flag and the seal of Anchorage are blue and gold. Nice job, Michael. So again, with their blue gold Rams colors, Ukrainian colors. I call it the cranium. Ukrainian. You get your cranium cracked, as Snoop Dogg or Dr. Dre and them used to say. And they, of course, had the blue and gold Super Bowl halftime show. And I just connect all of that in my brain to all that kind of stuff. Here's the Alaska blue gold flag. Nice job there, Michael. I love Michael's research. So I did a video about Rapture Palooza. And Michael went ahead and did a screenshot. According to the screenshot, the runtime is 128, which is May 8th. It's May 8th is the 128th day of the year, and that's the day that Earl was killed. And there's another May 8th that we just got through reading not too long ago, but it's an 88, that's 88 minutes when you convert it to time. And Trump is 88 in gematria, and 128 is Donald Drumpf in gematria. Love it. Just fantastic stuff here, Michael. So Craig Robinson, the Antichrist in 2013 movie Rapture Palooza, was born on 10/25/1971. He was in another Rapture Apocalypse movie called This Is the End. He matches President Trump in 2 ciphers. Just fascinating, isn't it? And Michael and I have talked about this many times, and we talk about it here. The way this is all connected and set up, humans don't sit around in rooms and smoke cigars and come up with this. The ghost in the machine, which they casually call artificial intelligence, but it's, of course, the fallen angels, Satan in the technology is artificial intelligence. That's what writes the script for this earth, because we know that our enemies are not really flesh and blood at all, sitting in rooms smoking cigars. They actually carry out the dirty work. Of course, yes, humans carry out the dirty work, but they're only following the script of their ascended masters, the fallen angels. That's how this is so put together ever so perfectly. Brandon Grace won the tournament. The next LIV tournament is in a few weeks at Trump's Bedminster Golf Course. And here's your 4-3 for Trey. And there's your 37 connected to it. And then 75, which is Candy. She is, if you look at the word Candy, and Theology Ed is breaking down Candyman, and Trump, of course, is Candyman. And I, of course, was Candyman because I married Candy. I was her 88, her second marriage progression. And if you're new to the channel, I apologize. We've shown you this many times. I don't want to bore everybody with it. But notice the 500 that's also in that. You got the 500 for Antichrist. But Candy, if you look at the word candy, it has the word and in the middle of it, and it's the C and the Y, which is the 3 and the 25. And that, of course, is the opposite of October 28th when you run it through the transfer portal of Janus Tenet. The 3 and the Y, or the C and the Y, or the 3 and the 25. And 3 and 25 make 75. So you have the 4, 3, 7, 5, 5, and meshed with the 500 for Antichrist. Another 1988 born champion in 2022, Brandon Grace, born 1988. And it looks like Michael is saying he was born on 5/20. If my eyeballs can make it that far. And 5/20 was Candy's first wedding date to Mr. August 10th. And he turned pro, it says here, in 2007. And that's when she and I got married, 007, 2007. Matt Stafford, another 1988 born champion, 2022. Love it. Another champion, Steph Curry, born 1988. Is Michael just knocking us out, or what? He was born March 14th, or Pi Day, 1988. Back to the Future. Emmett Brown is 888. Remember his right eye. He had the right eye wound over his eye. So there were a lot of people repping Trump in that movie. Biff was repping Trump. Doc was repping Trump, and probably Michael J. Fox also. Time Traveler. equals 888. Back to the Future. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious SHIT equals 888. Trump equals 88. Donald J. Trump equals 888. And that's the end. I could have just kept going. I was just enjoying every bit of his hard work. I'm sorry to see that all go. Great job, Michael. I will put my Antichrist Trump series. I also continued the Antichrist Trump series over on this channel in the playlist. So I will include both playlists. Where is our Trump Antichrist playlist? There it is down there with 5 videos. So this 56 videos plus 5, 60. Hey, 61, y'all. There's the number 61. We have 61 total. I will include both playlists in the description of this video. I love y'all very much. Michael, Christian, thank you for your very hard work. Michael, your the stuff you keep giving us is just blowing us away, man. Keep it coming. Christian, we love everything you bring to the table also, my friend. All right, love y'all very much.